Welcome to
But that's not important right
now. We kind of got it. We kind of got it there. We kind of got it. 2023.
I feel kind of left out of that opening there, but I feel kind of. I know you feel, Tracy.
No, I good.
You're good.
I good.
Thank you very much.
I kind of watching Q there in the DJ cut with the sleeveless and thing there, boy. Yeah.
This home clothes bedroom.
Yeah.
I like his little setup. You have a little cubicle setup. There's a cubicle setup you put up in there to do.
A cubicle. Yeah, there's my song. There's a little song booth to him. There's record stuff and so on.
I need a song booth. I need a whole lot of shit.
We need a lot of shit. Definitely.
Yeah, we need a lot of shit.
Definitely.
Says hi guys.
Hey.
Hey, on a slightly different note, Reed, I still had to listen to your voice note. I'll check that later because it's been a long day. So
that's all right. No problem.
Yeah. It's been a long day for every one of us, but yeah, we get it.
I can imagine.
I invited Anthony to join us in the.
It's been a long year.
But Anthony is in the comment section. But all right.
Okay.
So I just to say what
we're doing. Comments. I can see the comments. The
comments on Facebook. Now I have no idea what's going on Twitter, and I have no idea what's going on YouTube. YouTube is just shouting to the emptiness of space. Nobody ever knows what's going on our YouTube channel.
Shouting into the void.
So just out of interest, let me check and see.
Yes, please. Let's find out.
Let's check and see.
There's something on Twitter.
What's going on Twitter?
I saw Tracy did like my Twitter notice, so let's see. No views. Of course. And, of course, Twitter is the same thing. No views, but that's all right. I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen. Jared, if you could run out and just retweet my live video, maybe that might help. More people will see it.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me just see if I can get my bearings. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
That's all right. Before Tracy came, Quincy, I was telling Quincy that I had invited a bunch of people. One of them is Asma, the other is Ramol, and I had invited Anthony to jump in. I had also invited Damien St. Bernard, but unfortunately, Damien had a family crisis a couple of weeks ago, and that he was supposed to join us back again, but he said he wasn't in the right headspace. So I kind of invited him again because I told him maybe this might be a little, to be less serious and more, free and whatever. I also invited a bunch of industry people, if they could just jump in and, come and talk and hang out online and stuff, but we'll see. Let me make sure. Right, so Anthony is here. I don't know which Anthony. I have two Anthonys. Why do I have two Anthonys? Should I admit the other Anthony? Let's admit the other Anthony. We're going to get two Anthonys and see what happens. Look, we got two Anthonys.
Okay.
Yeah, Burnley by.
Burnley is doubling up. Burnley by two. Welcome, Anthony. When you get yourself sorted out, we will hear.
Hey, good night, fellas.
Hi, Tony, what's going on? Tony, why are there two of you?
Because I'm important.
Good answer. I like that. Good answer.
What's been going on? How you been?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Quiet in my corner of the world.
That's good. I like your couch. What are we drinking? Fellas?
White oak and grapefruit juice.
Nice.
Mm-mm.
Cranberry
somewhere.
juice.
No.
There you go. Now Tony's compressed back down into, All right, so Jared has retweeted. Good. Let me go back to Facebook here and see if anybody has said. Right, so like I said, I had invited a whole bunch of people, so people will be jumping in, jumping out, that kind of thing. We talk about Christmas parties, which is kind of the theme. So we kind of having a little Christmas party, which is great. But I wanna, and we're recording right now, so I'll just put this up unedited into the show. Just for those joining us for this show, who will be listening to us later. I am Ian Reed. This is Quincy D. Ross, Tracy Jonathan Hutchins, and Anthony. Anthony, what's your last name again? Burnley. Anthony Burnley, and of course Jared Butts. This is our final episode for this season and this year. We're going to be taking a little hiatus for Christmas. We talk about advertising. So everybody here has been raped. I'm sorry, I mean touched by advertising, touched inappropriately by
I won't go
advertising.
there. Not going
Very
there.
good way to put it, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a bit jarred.
I ain't mad at it. Yeah.
You're not mad at it. All right, that's awesome. Some of us are still in the industry. I'm kind of orbiting it a little bit and coming down and then coming back out. These days, I haven't actually been working for any agencies. So that kind of puts me outside of the universe a little bit. Tony, you are also kind of outside, rotating around as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's Quincy in a way. Quincy. So all of us are kind of like outside, but still orbiting. Yeah?
Well, part of the industry, but maybe not through an agency.
Yeah.
Y'all is.
Right.
I still have to deal with that shit.
So okay, so we talking about Christmas parties. So Jared, you are drunk. What are you drinking? And Jared is muted again. Jared, I think that's muted or can't get his video. So we're gonna wait for Jared to get his video and audio sorted out, and I'm gonna bring in Ozma. So while Ozma comes in, I'm gonna see. Sarah Lisa Inglefield says, I remember lamenting about our industry 20 years ago with Quincy.
Here we go.
Wow. Oh, welcome back, Jared. Right.
Thank
I changed
you.
my ways since that, though. I don't lament no more.
You don't lament no more. Hi, Ozma. Ozma's looking like the hound of death. What's going on? We're festive. Look at my hat. We're festive. And you're muted.
That's why you're on mute or something.
Sorry. I am super festive because I have on red pants that I got for a Christmas gift. Wait. I got it as a Christmas gift from somebody in this chat. And it says Coca-Cola.
Well
so
done.
I am very festive. I'll
right.
have it.
We're bottom festive. Nice. Awesome.
Quite. We're quite festive. Can you hear me by any chance?
Yes, I'm hearing you now, Jared.
Yeah,
I am not wearing pants.
What is okay? I now realize what's on your head. All right. Okay.
I'll take information that I didn't need to know for 500, please.
Yes.
Daily double.
All right. So we talk about Christmas parties, and that's usually the end of an agency Christmas party. Somebody has lost their pants.
Strangely enough, that has never happened to me in the 20
That has never happened. Ian, have you ever lost your pants at a Christmas party?
Thank God. I've lost my dignity. Never lost my pants.
Depending on how much alcohol is in the system, you suddenly start to hear everybody's laments about leaving the life at a Christmas party. It's like, I should leave advertising next year. And then
yes, absolutely. That's true. There's always somebody who starts crying, I hate my life, and they crumpled up on the ground, drunk as a fish. All right, so Sarah says, big up Anthony, high five. And she also said, I'm not sure we need to know that, Ian. Sarah, you don't know me. You don't know me. I have no filter.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
You know, the beautiful thing about Christmas parties, I think I can recall, and this is where my old guy mode starts to kick in.
Yeah.
I think one of the best Christmas parties I've ever been to, and I wasn't even involved in advertising. It was back in 1993 when I went to this place. They were situated at Long Circular Mall, right next to Music Radio 97 at the time.
Well, you can name it, God.
Yeah. Hernandez FCB.
Yeah.
It was Hernandez FCB. And I went in there to pick up a check. And the Christmas party was in full swing. So as I was about getting ready to leave, a guy looks at me and says, "Hey, will you go in? Come on, man. What drinks flowing and thing? And I want to leave." But yeah, I just came in like, "Man, look, nowhere. Come inside." All right. And yeah, and I stayed there for like about an hour. And I mean, I was served everything that I could think of. I mean, ham, deviled eggs, pastels.
How do you remember the entire menu though? Like seriously.
Food is important.
Well, because back then I kind of had an aversion to alcohol, but it's not so much the case now. That's for sure.
Oh God.
Well done, I guess.
Okay. Welcome, Ramon. Thank you for coming.
For the record.
Oh, cheese and just.
This is not alcohol.
Your audio too
This is
low.
not.
Pull long.
Oh, sorry.
Why Tracy have one mask in a virtual line? What is going on with you?
It's Tracy, Dan. It's Tracy.
You have 50 people around you in a room there, what?
Tracy,
I am protecting myself, okay?
Tracy in double palm.
I have Olaf. I have a stormtrooper. I have
Tony,
whatever that is.
No, but you realize
What's happening?
you don't realize Tracy blew his background as well. I just want to point that out. A mask and
he in double palm.
Am I really though? Who knows?
Season's greetings to each and every one.
Season's greetings to you, Ramon.
That's product placement, Ramon.
Yeah.
What's that?
See the product placement right there.
Yeah. You're trying to get a little thing in there, I'm trying to get a little thing.
Yeah, jump out, boy.
Somebody go see something, and
somebody must bite them.
Somebody go bite. Throw everything in the app.
All right, so that was a great story, Jared. I remember that. We had talked about that, I think, previously in the last episode. But so for those of you who are joining us for the first time ever, this is our last episode for season 2, so we're going out with a bang.
Last episode.
But we talk about the agency in quotations. Now, we don't name the agency for various reasons. And most of the agencies we work for, we're not going to actually say who the names are. But we have all had experiences in an ad agency, and especially, as I mentioned in a previous episode, so go and listen to it. I think it was episode 13 or 12 or whatever, that we have had some epic agency Christmas parties. And not only epic agency Christmas parties, there have been a few ad association, the AAATT Christmas parties as well. I remember my first ever being up and close under shadow genitals was at the AAATT, Christmas party. I was like, wait a minute, that's Shadow. I was drunk out of my mind, but that's Shadow. What's Shadow doing?
One question. That's exactly what I said.
It seems like there was other times.
First time, so the inaugural time that he was at Shadow.
Please explain the rest of times. Yeah.
How many other times were you under Shadow?
People have a right to know. Read.
A singing Shadow.
In our mother,
one of the most memorable times for me in terms of, it's actually not a Christmas party, but it's Christmas time. And I was at X agency. Mm-hmm. And I was working right next to Ronald Martino.
Mm. I tried to bring onto this show multiple times, and he's very shy. He's very, very shy. But yes, go on.
So Christmas time is annual report time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're deep into this annual report, we're doing financials, etc. And Ronald says, let's go for lunch. And so I said, okay, no problem. And we head out for lunch. And about 2 hours and a half later, we return.
Sauce up.
And I'm like,
well, you went across the street?
No. We actually went on Charlotte Street and Charlotte Street. All upstairs in our apartment.
You take any grassroots.
Yeah, grassroots. So by the time we get back, he's like, where's this financials? Like, what financials? Because I can't even look at it. I could barely walk up the stairs to do financials. I don't think that financial ever got done that day.
That's not how it works, Anthony. Something must have been done.
Yeah,
get done. You just don't know
that's the last I can remember that story.
You just don't know how it get done, but it get done.
Were you guys there during the age of the Italian when he shut down the creative department for that same couple hours, and we all went to La Bastille and drunk and stuff like that?
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember one of those.
I remember that.
I had Doc.
Oh, well done.
Remember the time that we did the I think we went to a French restaurant with Ted Italian and
that's it.
It was the first time I ate it was onion jam and rabbit.
Yeah. And everybody left hungry after because we have a meeting. And we'll get this.
We get gourmet portions.
I remember
gourmet
that.
food.
Gourmet portions.
We got little tiny things. I think somebody wanted to cry.
I think somebody, I don't know call anything, somebody watched it and said, is it?
Yeah, somebody wanted to cry. Somebody literally was like, I want to cry. Anyway, let me welcome.
Try to give away some culture, okay? You try to show us some culture. That's
exactly, yeah, he did. Let me welcome Anthony. Anthony Scully has joined us. Anthony has coined I want to say that Anthony has coined for this season the best episode that we had. Anthony coined sad, and I think sad needs to go down into the books. What's the definition of sad, Anthony?
Oh my God, I'm trying to remember what exactly it was now.
It was shocked, angry, and dismayed.
Yes.
The agency was sad. They told him when he came to them and he said, this is not right. You all need to address this. They're like, oh, I'm so shocked, angry, and dismayed at this. And I'm like, yes, that sounds like an acronym that we should be using from now on. I am sad.
Sad, yes.
Yeah.
BRB, I come back in 2 minutes. Santa's reindeer is calling. I will be back.
Okay.
You're right back. We'll be here.
Contribute. Is it part of we keep contributing stories, Christmas party stories, or the other way?
Yeah, keep going.
One.
Yeah, go ahead. Rock it.
Continue.
Following from Anthony story of eating something for the first time. So when I just started advertising, the first I could call the agency name if I feel, or they're really against that.
Go ahead.
Because I don't care. I just call
agency
and people and things. I'm not accustomed holding back things. There's nothing beneath here. Anyway.
There's no quality agency that you and I work together with.
All right, cool. No sin.
Yeah.
I can't promise you too much. I will try my best. But anyway, this agency don't exist no more. It's Alion and Agostini.
All right, well, that's fine. That's fine.
That was my first agency, right? And the first, when I just started working there, I was still living in my parents' house, which is a Seventh-day Adventist home, which is pretty much a kosher scene, right? So up to that point, my experience with ham and pork and thing was very limited. And when I say limited, non-existent, you know what I mean? That was, don't touch that, it's ridiculous, how you eat something like that as a pig, you know what I mean? I had no nice associations with pork and so on. So gone this Christmas party. That time they used to have it in Rookery Nook there. When Phil Young had owned a hotel there. And they used to have like a massive agency party. I actually think more than one agency used to be there at that time, or at least the association used to throw events there. So going to this agency Christmas party and see food like I never see food before, like tables of food, all kind of thing going on. So a boy get glad now, a boy sampling this and sampling that. Of course, Christmas time, they have hops and ham. Then I pass by this thing smelling so marvelous. I say, you know what? You see, tonight I eating this ham because at that time I ain't really practicing the religion and all that. But I have respect to not eat at home in my parents' house. So I said, I'm going to try it as it here. Long and short of the story, since that, like, me and Pig real close. Before my bond that night, I can't tell you how much hops and ham I eat. But that was, when I reached there, that was all I eat for the night after that. Like, that was it. I eat countless hops and people ask me like, Jed, how come you eating so much? Like, what going on? And I like, why nobody didn't tell me this thing was tasting magnificent so from before? Like, all these years of my life, decades, coasting on this animal tasting so divine like Jed.
There was a year.
Said the man who had the big rasta on his head at the time.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was going to say. There was a year that there was a fellow named Dexter. You remember that? There was a year that we had a Christmas party, and he brought the ham, and Errol just kept ringing into him. Look at pork rasta.
Oh yeah.
And from then on, we used to call him pork rasta.
Yeah.
That's a term people try to apply to me, but I mean, again, my nature is I don't really care what you think. That is your business. And I know I buy Luxors on my head, and it was for no religious reason whatsoever. You're a rasta and you eating pork? No, I eating pork. The rasta part, that is not the part really talk about.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Christmas limes in the agency, but we've had the big organized client parties. And I think those are the ones that always stay with me because I think what they wanted to do was a policy, Asmika, correct me if I'm wrong, every 2 years used to throw a client party. And client party used to have to be bigger and better than everybody else's. And the committees that used to be in charge of these Christmas parties used to go all out. We went all out. The year we had the Christmas party in, what was the name of that restaurant?
Trotters?
J. Malone's.
J. Malone's. Malone's.
I went Rasmus.
There were multiple things about that Christmas party. One of the things was we had created a kind of whodunit theme. And we had asked people to go and hunt for clues. And Ramal, you were one of the clue masters. And you nearly died because one of our clients got so competitive.
Yeah.
She went nuts. And I think she threatened you. She threatened you of bodily harm. I mean, this got really serious. She's like, I didn't win that happen. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have somebody murdered tonight. Because alcohol and winning this prize just seemed to have gone to her head. But one of the things about that party was we had an invitation with a bunch of different whodunit characters like Clue. And I remember the general manager being very, very, very worried. I'm like, why are you worried? We're worried. I'm worried. I'm like, what are you worried about? We have an Indian man with a rum bottle in his hand. You think that's right? I'm like, what the hell? And he was hung up on that. And he wasn't even happy. He was like, he talked about that for weeks after, because we had this illustration of an Indian guy with a rum bottle. It's like, oh, that's racist. And I'm like, oh my God, the things to get hung up on. Anyway, everybody had a great time. The person who threatened Romuald actually won. She did win the hamper, did she? She did.
Which is why Romuald alive today.
Yeah. No, all Romuald was supposed to do was pass on the clue, you know. She started threatening to tell him where the prize was because she thought he knew, you know. Romuald didn't know shit.
A lot of events played off that night.
Mm.
I mean, if you wanted pictures, you'd have pull up some pictures now, but we ain't gonna go there.
Nah, don't go there. But the other Christmas party was the one in Trotters. Yes, it was Trotters.
That's the beginning. That was the first one.
That's why.
Yeah, that was the Trotters one. Was the one I remember. That Tammy, I had to go and pick up Tammy and Lizelle, right? And I just remember Tammy coming along like, Tammy, wear your clothes. Because Tammy didn't have, she forgot her clothes home or something. Took the t-shirt that we were given and wore that as a dress.
Oh.
And I'm like, Tammy, you can't go looking like that. She's like, why not? I'm like, okay.
That's when everybody was sweaty that night.
What? Was that the one where Ryan Darcy took somebody home and we were worried?
Well, it wasn't me. I wasn't worried.
Ian, you're mixing up Christmas parties.
I think you mixed the one in Trotters we had on.
The one in Trotters was when Ryan, right? Well, that's the one where Ryan took somebody home. The one in we had one where we wore the football outfit, and that's the one that Tammy wore it like a dress.
That's the one in Tony Roma's.
That's Tony Roma's. That's right. That's Tony Roma's.
Yeah.
Right. And we had other agency people crashing that party, you know. That was epic. The Tony Roma's one was epic. We had no security. Everybody was just walking in.
I have a confession.
Yes.
I may or may not have let the agency staff into the Christmas parties where I was on.
Oh, it's your fault.
I would be minding my own business on the avenue and somebody would pull up, hey, McCann party. I was like, hi.
Or somebody a farewell line.
I could safely say only agencies that didn't have agency parties, I didn't use that. I went to all agency parties, every last one. Because you just should, you ought to. You have to.
Why not?
You all ever remember the Christmas parties that the association used to have? They used to have like all agencies Christmas party and carnival fete. So remember that?
Those were kind of lame.
Yeah, we always used to have them in the Oval because somebody had something.
It had a few in the Oval.
Because somebody knew somebody from the horticulture had one too.
Yeah. That we was in a
no, horticulture was a carnival spot.
Yeah, I think that's a
I remember falling head over heels for one of the car girls in one of the
do tell.
Christmas parties.
The car girls. Wow.
Car girls.
Wow.
Yeah, I was young. I was like,
the best Christmas parties with the clients. Yeah, and the best Christmas parties with the clients.
That's the importance of attending. That's the importance of attending like school bazaars and things when they're in primary school. You had to learn about rejection and things early. So rejection and really nothing. Like, you know, hey, let me go dance and shit and watch it.
Yeah.
And then they just go back by a brethren and the brethren laugh at you. And
that's when you're not sheltered.
Yeah. You suck a neck, suck a bag, and they go.
On behalf of those who grew up sheltered, not all of us are that creepy. Not all are we creepy, you know. I mean, you know, you go to one of these events and you go and you find the nearest bar and you stay there for the greater portion of the night. That's how it works. Don't try to, you know, find love on a one-way street.
True.
But Tracy, you don't line by the bar, though.
I have at AATT events.
Okay.
But Tracy, you don't drink.
Our dear friend who introduced me to tequila will beg to differ.
Oh, okay.
Whom I love, whom I
I just want to shout out. Sarah said, I feel like we had a Tony Roma's Christmas party a year or two, but maybe I crashed yours. So I don't know. Maybe Sarah did crash a Christmas party, and it was a long time ago. We actually only have two
Maybe
people watching us on Facebook, which is interesting because usually we have more people. So far. So yeah, any other stories that you could remember?
Oh god.
Anything? It doesn't even have to be.
I can't share no
that
stories because I only work in one place.
I've worked at
Yeah, but you used to DJ for a lot of people.
Watch, I can't share. I have real stories and I can't share no stories.
That's what I was gonna say. The stories that I do remember, besides the one that I share.
You can't share that here. You can't share that here.
There's nothing to share.
We can't share them stories.
It's not shareable content.
Yeah. No, but other than the Christmas parties and things, when we used to do product launches in a big way.
Yeah.
In Zen.
We had one in Zen. That was
Oh, that was the best.
Zen was
Tantra.
Tantra was the Tantra launch.
And Tantra.
Right. I remember the Excess launch.
Tantra was
the Excess launch. I didn't sleep for a week. I drank so much excess that it was like I had caffeine in my system for a week.
Oh god, y'all are sad.
But Tantra was a full digital promotion, I believe.
We tried to do, yeah.
Is that the one where we had like black cards and everything like that? And
we tried to make it an exclusive event, and the rum was a shit down market rum.
I stormed that event. That was good.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people did storm that. It was epic. That was an epic.
And then I bouncer dog dropping Anthony and Stephen.
Oh my god.
Remember that? Yeah, going up the highway and a dog just push out.
What is happening here?
A dog just push out, like a dog decide, you know what, your night was going too good, and just push out the face.
I choose death tonight.
Yeah, come on. And it didn't die, it just like...
Nah, Potong no dead when you run it over, no. Potong is gap. Shake off and run off.
Bust out and gone, my indicator hanging down all how. Yeah. That was Tantra lunch.
I remember...
Taste it, smell it.
I remember going to a Christmas party my first year at the agency. It was a line, and Mr. Timmy Moore, who was on our show a couple of episodes before. No, it was Beaver, not Timmy Moore, Beaver. Beaver Henderson. That's when I first met Beaver. And that Christmas party was an eye-opener for me because I'm there, I went up some kind of hill in the back of Diggle Mountain, like I up this hill. And I don't know what the hell I going up this hill with this car going up this hill, you know? But it was fine. It was a great experience. That was my first ever kind of line outside of a school bazaar kind of situation, you know.
You know, I don't remember many of the actual parties because most of the times I would be pretty well drunk, like around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So after that, you don't really pay attention to anybody else.
Yeah.
You know.
My favorite. Oh, when you finish chanting.
Yeah, that's all right. What I have to say, though, one of my most interesting Christmas parties was, and I'll say it is with Rasta. We went home to Lorraine Rasta's house, which was quite amazing at the time. And it was just the space. It was so interesting that, I don't know, that people afford certain kind of houses in this country.
I want to hear about her house. That sounds interesting.
It's crazy. That's the most I could say about it. But without, talking too much of the people's business. But it was quite I think what stood out to me out of all the Christmas parties, agency Christmas parties that I went to, is that she chose to say, you know what, let's make this thing personal, and she had it at home, and it was quite a very intimate thing with small staff. So that was pretty cool.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Italian, I don't know if anybody remembered going by the Italian. I don't think it was a Christmas party though. He invited all of us to his apartment up in Goodwood Park.
Yeah, he had a nice place.
Yeah, he had a nice
place and a nice view and stuff.
Yeah, it was interesting. That was a interesting.
Was that after I left or something? Because I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that was after you left. Sarah is still here with us. Sarah said, "What about the media house parties, though?" I never went on media house party.
People don't get invited to those.
I
gosh.
I never got invited to those
Yes.
media parties.
Me
I
neither.
remember one.
Look
I
at
remember
that.
one year.
I can remember.
96 party in Club Coconuts.
Oh.
I'm selling out my age. I was something old.
Oh my God.
Come
I
on.
think everybody here is old, Ramol.
Yeah.
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 That was something real old boy.
Come on, Dan. I
Tell us
don't
the
talk-
story, Ramol. Come
I
on,
don't
you can't
talk
just come and
about
say
Angostura Christmas party.
in nuts.
No, in Angostura House
Angostura,
and
in
House and
Angostura.
they have weddings and stuff inside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have some videos of certain people. Yeah.
So what you're saying, Ramon, is not to invite you anyway because you always record things?
Yeah.
Right
Have
through.
things.
Man
I got
have,
producer, I have no choice.
man have files, Dread.
Man, easy file, man. Easy file, man. We have you all
Man
the
have receipts, Dan.
I have things. What they want. I have things.
Okay, so
I come with presents.
from this convo so far, Anthony is the one who doesn't remember anything after 2 a.m. So we could invite Anthony.
Yeah.
Ramon records everything. So
Yeah.
Not it.
Hey, I do remember this. No.
I am never drunk. So I remember everything and I'm always a good person to take you home.
Well, I'm always a designated driver, so I end up having to be like, sober by the time I'm ready to leave. So I
And
don't get time.
Tracy and Jared ain't go hit your bar, so you could have a stock bar.
Here's that.
Dad, you've been very quiet.
I
You've
know.
done so much punching now that you are.
Oh my God, he's smiling.
Yeah.
You really drinking punch in his water in a bottle.
Nah, well,
It
Can't
has to
be
be water.
punching. It
Jared
can't
ain't
be
drinking no
punching.
punch in your mud. Jared drink punch it.
To
Like, you know,
the head, like that. Nah,
like
nah,
morphine taking place, there's little Jared's coming out and
I real bad,
You-
and I not
you see
putting no
these
punch into
16
my head.
the 16 personalities
that
come out.
puncher is the devil. Well, for those of you who are listening to us who do not have a clue what punching is, what is punching? Jared, define punching.
Punching, yeah.
Punching is actually the piss emanating from Satan himself. But that is not important right now. What is important is that I am drinking water, not punching, because there is no way I can speak in coherent sentences.
I was wondering, you bastard. Well, you're doing like coffee. All right.
I can remember. I can remember a Christmas party from it was 1993. I'll never forget. It was 1993. Was it 1990? Yes, it was. No, a lie. 1992. That's the year.
Don't think it matters. But anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that was the Christmas party that Angostura. I was working at Prime 106 FM at the time, and we were invited and everything, and we saw all the media personalities, and I think one of the things that stayed with me the most, my most enduring memory of that particular Christmas party, was watching Keith Smith, God rest his soul, of the Daily Express, taking heaps upon heaps of fried chicken. And God only knows where he produced this huge volume of aluminum foil. But he was able to take the foil, right? Put the fried chicken in the foil. And that is the reason why the man had a shirt jack. Because if you saw those shirt jacks from back then, shirt jacks are known to have lots of pockets.
Yeah.
So he took the fried chicken, put it in the foil, and stuffed all the fried chicken that you could think of into his pockets. And he did not care. He was absolutely shameless. And I think we had I think every one of us who were there, we had a complimentary bottle of white oak. And I think who was the president of the Public Services Association at the time? A guy by the name of Kenrick Rennie. He was there at the party. And I think it was the last time any one of us saw him alive, because that same night, I think he was in an accident. He got killed.
Oh.
And yeah, I remember that. That was. But let me tell you, drinks there flowed like cement, because everybody was sloshed to some degree.
Yeah.
Even me. and I'm not much of a drinker, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, but there were some great friendships were made. I mean, you saw a lot of journalists there, a lot of writers, and then you know, and at that point, at that young age, I began to realize that most writers or people who are columnists are a-holes, and not just your garden variety a-holes. Huh? I am talking about colossal, gaping Grand Canyon size a-holes, and at the same time, yeah. But it was a but by and large it was a fun experience. It really was.
Talking about bad food etiquette. The last event the agencies had, I think, was Agencies Can Cook a couple of years ago. I think it was 2020 Christmas, 2019 Christmas, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, I was there. And so I have my plate, you know, and all the agencies have the food and whatever. And I'm standing around and I have my plate in my hand. And I think it was some finger food. And a head of an agency, when I say head, like head of the agency, owner type dude, walks up to me and says, "Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah." And put his hand in my plate and take out something and ate it.
Wow.
What the hell?
Hand in my plate. I was like, yo, bro.
He was working at the agency or from another?
No. I know him. You know him very well too.
Okay.
Wow.
Rhymes with?
I was texting him.
Oh boy.
I tell him, I was like, yo, bro.
I think you can put it in the chat, you know. Put it in the chat. That one go.
I have a name in my head of who that person will be. I'm just curious to know if I'm correct.
And that story sounded like vaguely familiar. They say, I feel like you tell me about it.
Ringing bells.
Yeah.
No, I think
my personal space to put it inside me. He's like right here.
No, but it's what Jared says is true. Is that at a Christmas party, which is also where you have a lot of alcohol going on, and a lot of the inhibitions are reduced. Management people, they start telling you things. And I remember listening, and the general manager is one to just sit down and just outpour all of his frustrations about life. And you just there randomly just getting some ham and pops on something, and he just start telling you all his problems, and you're like, I can't leave because this is my boss. He is drunk. What do I do? You know, it's just that's how it is. But there have been epic relationships that have been formed and epic relationships that have broken up in Christmas parties.
And some people form epic relationships with the toilet bowl as well, but we won't go into that right now.
But I know Ramon, I know a certain person who we have pictures of the toilet bowl.
Praying to the porcelain god.
Actually, that same night, I confess, that same night I had the same issue as I got home.
Yeah, well, okay.
I didn't eat anything that night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't eat anything that because that night they had finger food. Yeah. And I didn't eat anything that night. And as I got out the car and I got home, that was it, man.
There was a Christmas, no, it wasn't a Christmas party. Was it Christmas though? Our friend Natasha Gill had a housewarming. I think it was around Christmas time. Because the curfew was in November of that year. I think it was 2000 and something.
2011. Yeah, right. 2011, yeah.
So it was around November, wasn't it? Was it November?
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
She had this new apartment housewarming thing in Flagstaff. And I went, and I just remember getting so drunk and driving home during curfew at 2:00 in the morning and basically hugging up the bowl because I took shots of oh God, it tastes like cough syrup. I always
But
forget.
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. I just remember all this Jägermeister coming back up. It was just like never again.
That was September month. That was September.
It was September, yeah. It was, I thought it was close.
Yeah.
It was somewhere around there.
A few times was September.
That was the last time
Yeah.
I ever got drunk to that point where I would say never get drunk like that again. I remember driving home drunk, and this is curfew. I would end up in jail. But I didn't see any police, so it's interesting.
I will never get drunk on Jägermeister again. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I don't think anybody ever will, but I
make
do.
no promises. I make no
Talking
promises.
about relationships, I remember that's when I found out that the two lovebirds who worked at the agency was still
God, boy, why you have
lovebirds.
to talk about that?
That's what I wait a minute.
Go on.
Wait, what? Thank God I was drunk, so I can't remember much details, but I do remember. Tell you, alcohol is just
It's make you see clearer. You wasn't seeing clear before.
makes you talk clearer.
Alcohol, the cause of and solution to our problems.
So Anthony,
Homer
you've been
Simpson.
quiet.
That's good for cataract.
Anthony, talk to us. Have you ever had a Christmas, been at an agency Christmas party or any sort of kind of Christmas event, either working or otherwise?
Yeah. So when you mentioned this, I started to recoup some thoughts, and as fast as I thought, oh, that's a good story, I was like, nope, and oh, that's another good story, nope. So yeah, it's too many incriminating details. I'd have to be very, very vague.
Which means they went to some good Christmas parties. There was one that I will keep this one real loose. But I remember a Christmas party at an agency that just refurbished the agency, do all kind of nice things with the place paint over, kind of real fly. And we had the Christmas party at the agency, right? I would say something to talk about how nice it was, but if I go that far, you would know exactly who I'm talking about, and it seemed like we holding back from that. I would say it, but anyway. One of the things that they did was get this real best custom rug carpet. I guess it's a rug, but it was custom to the space, to the corridor and thing. So we didn't have enough time, like in itself, drinks flowing as an agency that do shy away from that. If there's one thing, I can't bust the bar. And one brethren get real drunk. And where we were, you had to traverse the space and cross that rug follow it on a path to go to the bathroom. And he needed the assistance of the toilet. Dread, carry the man couldn't make it. On the brand right talking about the carpet went down the day before.
A technicolor yawn.
I said, wow, right on the carpet.
That's embarrassing.
We try hard. Good brethren. If it's one thing you can get drunk with me, I go handle it. We try real hard for the authorities not to see. But at that point, a brand new like that,
you can't miss that. You can't miss it.
Everywhere spotless, perfect carpet, and then boom. It's happened. and my brethren had just started working in the agency.
Oh boy.
Probably a month or two, if so much.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was rough.
Oh my goodness.
And I vaguely remember as we started talking, it come back up because I too was extremely sauced. I don't even know how I reached on that.
There have been the one character who used to work at the agency who used to defy all. I don't know how he managed to do it, but he used to get so drunk. Our good friend Sam, I can use his name now.
Yeah.
Sam was legendary. Ronald used to say, Sam is the only man he know who will have a conversation with you and in mid-sentence projectile vomit and then continue to talk to you like if nothing happened. right? Sam got drunk when we had a Christmas party up at Cascadia. I think that was my first agency Christmas party.
Yeah, that was your first one, boy.
And Sam, they didn't know how Sam gets home, but the story was Sam wrapped the corner like if he had a pole under his head. And he kind of just turned the corner 90 degrees like that and went down the hill. I don't know how that man, well, I don't think he's doing too well now or something. I heard he died. Somebody told me he died. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that Sam was legendary in the agency before he retired. He actually retired and left the agency. So
I think almost every agency have that one guy, that one Sam.
Always one guy. There's always one guy. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I started off in the place that I'm at now. Let me put this mask back on. I started off at the place that I'm at now. And when I started to work there, I heard the story of a good friend of mine who is now married, who works there. Great artist, and was one of the legendary drunks. Where, like, one time apparently they had a party out. This was before I came in, but the stories were random. One time they had an office party on a boat, and he got so drunk he's like, "Shut down! I'm going back!" and jump off the boat mid-ocean. And then there was another one where they decided to just do wheelies in the middle of a car park. So drunk, no ask. So that's a thing. I was like, okay,
bird out in the handicap.
Yeah. I think Christmas parties was your chance for you to tell people you didn't like what you really felt because people wouldn't remember.
I feel as a couple though, just go up to them and cuss them like any other day. I mean, why? Or at least let it go out of the ether. Except for that one guy who I used to share a cubicle with, who up to today I still want to pelt. But yeah, outside of him, just go out and tell the people how you feel or move on.
Well, guys,
if you pay for Christmas parties, right? Like for instance, I remember I was always fortunate to work with some really interesting people. Christmas, like a couple of weeks, like from today, actually, is 1st of December. Alcohol will be had at the office, at the desk, constantly. Yeah, Christmas party happening right through. I mean, actually, when I was at Rastan, I mean, they it's safe to talk about them because I mean, it's nothing bad. I'm affected by external energies a lot. So, like for instance, carnival time, we were so close to the avenue. You hear the music and the music trucks and stuff. I can't work anymore. Like 2 weeks before carnival, I'm not working. If I need to get any work done, it will probably be home before I get to the office. And so Christmas time is no different. And I feel the energy and I stop work. That's it. And you do what you can, and some things you can do automatically, and some things you can rely on people to get done for you. But I think the best experience for me at agencies in terms of Christmas and celebration is really not just the parties, really, but the ability to have there's very few businesses in this country, and in fact this world, that you can actually drink without being really reprimanded for You gotta be a real asshole to really.
Nobody after the day after is gonna tell you we didn't like how you behave, because I've never heard anybody tell anybody, Christmas and Carnival, it was just it was a time to let off the steam and blow off everything and then come back to work after, and But I mean, the week of Christmas, no work can't get done. Week of Carnival,
I'm an agency now. Drinking season starts pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's at home too, so I don't know.
So we had mentioned way back in season 1, Jared and I had come to the conclusion that alcohol is a very big deal in this industry, and
especially if you work next to Ronald Martino, you work next to Ron Suku,
Hey, name's calling, boy.
That's my boy. That's my boy. I can
Yeah,
call
we
him.
know. It is what it is. It is what it is.
In fact, Ian, when I got drunk off a Jägermeister, it was actually Jaeger bombs, and I was hanging out with Ronna and Ron at the same time on the avenue.
Yeah.
Quite a few years ago. I don't know how I'm going to get home, and I was actually driving.
Exactly. You don't know how you do it, but you do it. Guys, this has been awesome. We've been doing this for over an hour and 15 minutes. We want to thank Sarah for joining us in the chat.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah stayed with us and related the little stories. Everyone's wasted at ease or getting whacked with a cricket bat. That had a name, but I can't remember. I think somebody needs to ask Sarah to relate her stories, but Sarah has some stories.
Israel stories.
Yeah. So we want to thank our 2 viewers who have stuck with us. I don't know if there's anybody else, but if you were listening to us on Twitter, we didn't forget you. In fact, yes, I did forget you. And of course, we were live on YouTube, but we don't have any viewers on YouTube, but it'll be on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to close off with something that they want to say before we go. Jared, do you want to define an agency Christmas party? I don't know. Is that what we're going to define to close off?
Well, you can't exactly define a Christmas party. Suffice it to say, should all acquaintance be forgot? Unless, of course, the results come back positive. But that's not important
right now.
Oh my God.
That's so wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to us in advertising.
Yeah.
I think this is like a brainstorm kind of group situation. We always talk about brainstorming. So I think we could do this again for another live and kind of just do a kind of idea generation just for kicks, just to tell people how it works, because a lot of people have asked, well, how always come up with your ideas? We come up with ideas by banging our head against walls and basically crying. But no, generally when you're doing it together as a group like this, you get a lot of stuff coming out, So yeah.
Just because you're talking, it's a go bar.
It's talking go bar. But thank you very much, Quincy. You got some great stories there, Quincy. Great stuff. Tony, you too. Thanks a lot for contributing. Anthony, thanks for coming. And Tracy, and of course, Asma.
Yay!
And Romuald.
Don't forget Romuald.
And Romuald. So we just want to say Merry Christmas to all
Merry
our
Christmas.
listeners.
Big up.
Happy
Hold on.
Happy
I want to big
Kwanzaa.
up Angus Surachil.
No promotion. I want to big up my corksicle that I got from Miss Ria Ali, my best friend in the world.
This bottle of water. This bottle of water has been my best friend.
What the Spider-Man in the corner?
Tracy, all right. So,
I big up Nike. Yeah.
oh my God. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. Thank you very much. Drink responsibly.
You all have a great
Salud.
Christmas. Have
And
a
a
safe
happy
one.
New Year.
And a blessed and happy New Year. Health, strength, and prosperity.
We will see you listeners back again.
Hey, nice to see everybody, by the way.
Yeah. Stay safe, find love, and be good.
All right.
If you can't be good, be careful. Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.